wanted to do a wooden card for him. I'm struggling with good ideas. I love steampunk, so I was trying to think maybe a clock, something funky like that. Then I thought about his woodworking. I thought maybe a tree would look cool behind this. In my Google search for silhouettes of trees, I found this. But cutting all of these leaves out individually and gluing them on, I'm not sure I would do this image justice. And these other images just really aren't grabbing me. So I found this silhouette. I'm thinking about using that because he did out of wood a really neat truck like this a while back, and I thought that would be good homage to him. So I downloaded that image. I'm going to import it. Of course, it's way at the bottom. There it is. All right. Also, I want to flip it. Okay, where is the ability to flip this? All right, is it in the object? Object, flip. There it is. Okay, so this is one of those JPEGs that will cover up my stuff behind it, which means I don't know what this is going to do, but I apply a filter to it. Well, that may help me cut it out. I'm going to have to figure out what to do with the wheels. So first of all, let's move the 80 and shrink it a little bit. Thinking about putting the 80 in the truck bed and then doing words below it, keep on truckin'. Maybe that's a little too cheesy. We shall see how I'm going to squish these letters together. You have to do object to path. It makes it a lot easier on the scroll saw when cutting things out to squish them together. But I may just do the keep for one, the on for another, and then the truckin' for another. So bear with me while I try to figure this out. Just getting ready to cut this out on the scroll saw. I'm a little worried about these itty bitty lines here. I may have to adjust accordingly to make it work. And I'm also worried about, should I have drilled a hole there? Because that whole thing's going to pop out. So I should have thought that through more thoroughly before doing that. So I'm going to have to experiment a little bit. So I got this cut out on the scroll saw. I made a shift here versus doing this all the way through and made this a wheel well versus a full circle. So I haven't peeled the front off, but if you look from the back, it looks pretty good. This is always the tricky part when you're peeling, because some of these pieces are so thin that I always worry, and it's happened before, that if I get too aggressive with peeling this blue tape off, I'll break something. It still needs some sanding, and I gotta decide if I want to stain it or just simply use Danish oil. And then it's gotta go on to a backer of some sort for a birthday card. I love creating cards, and I find that cards created from what I've made on a scroll saw are really unique and special. My husband and I got this desktop CNC for Christmas, and I can't wait to try and dabble with it for my wooden cards, do some engraving. We just put it together though, so it's going to take me a bit to figure out the programming. I have a few cards coming up, so it'll be good to try. I'm almost done with these cards. I need to do one more coat of barnwood gray on this, glue my truck on. Hopefully it doesn't mess up my keep on trucking when I try to do some more gray. I sanded a little, so I've got to do the sides as well. Feels like I need to do a little more sanding. Last step on this guy is to glue the truck on.